What is up, everyone? We are back with some DBFZ, and today we are fighting a Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Oh shit, this is my first time seeing this character alive in action. I think he just dropped today, actually, so we'll see how this goes. But I wanted to talk about the UFC event this weekend. That shit was fire. Fui. The prelims were like super stacked. This is like the first time I was excited for prelims, and I don't even know how long, maybe ever, to be honest, aside from like a one-off fight here and there. But Izzy's teammates were there. His buddy at light heavyweight fought some dude, I don't know, I think his name was like Kennedy or something Kennedy maybe, but no, I don't have the DP assist on anymore. What? See, I have no clue what's plus frames on this guy, so I'm just be getting whooped by him a lot. But wow. Yeah, so Izzy's teammate at light heavyweight fought. He has like good like striking technique in terms of like the way he throws his strikes and like how he looks once he does it. It's just his defense was not there, and he was keeping his hands so low. I don't know what that was about, but so yeah, early on in the fight, he was getting some good shots. The Kennedy dude wasn't really, was letting him push him up against the fence, but eventually he sort of just took over. He would throw volume at him, kept the pressure up on him the whole fight, and then eventually he just got the finish. Izzy's teammate, his defense left a little more to be desired. But the fight was awesome. The pace was crazy. Both those guys were just good, down to go. It was a sick-ass fight. His teammate Kaikar France also fought flyweight. I didn't see the fight, but I saw the highlights. You know, the dude was out grappling him for a bit, from what I remember, and then he just came back and got an awesome finish. Triple right hand back to back. It was nice. Flatlined the dude. Well, not flatline, but you know, made him hit the deck face first. So that was pretty sick. After that, we had Joseph Benavidez versus I don't know, some Russian dude who looked like a beast. And honestly, like you never want to speak for another man in terms of what he should do with his life and his abilities and his career, but in terms of the landscape at 125 and being competitive, I just don't think Joey B is going to be in that top 5 anymore. So it's like, well, then you have to ask what you're doing it for. If he's doing it for the money, then good for him. But in terms of being competitive, I don't know what the UFC is going to do with him. They just let fucking Overeem and JDS go because they're not going to be competitive anymore. And, you know, so like they were probably bigger names than Joey Benavidez was. They may have been paying them more, so then, you know, it may not have been worth it for the company as a whole. But yeah, I'm curious to see what they decide to do, what he decides to do going forward. I just don't see him being competitive anymore at this point in his career. But it was a good fight all in all. He stayed in it, didn't get finished. He was just getting out-dominated in all the areas. It's especially hard to see him get out-dominated grappling because he's such a good grappler. So that's pretty crazy. But then Dominic Cruz fought. I don't know, I think like an unranked or low, under top 10 ranked opponent. And it was a good fight. Good pace. They were going back and forth. And it was pretty enjoyable. It was good to see Dom get a win back on the board. I'm curious to see who they give him next. I would love to see him fight TJ again. I think that'd be an awesome move for both of them right now where they are at in their careers. But it's good to see Dom earn his way back into the mix, because I'm pretty sure his last 2 fights were both title fights and he lost both of them. So good to see him get the W. Then we had the main card start with it started with Thiago and Rakic, or however you pronounce his last name. I don't know what it is, but it was a good fight. You know, Thiago had that great performance against John Jones, I guess a few years back now, and so you're always curious to see what he can do, knowing that he has the potential to go toe-to-toe with anyone. And Rakic has just been coming up on the scene, making a tear. And this is his biggest win of his career, so I'm curious to see where he goes next. He is going to be in title shot contention soon. I don't know what Thiago was ranked, but it had to have been above 5. So I'm definitely curious to see where he's headed off to next. The fight wasn't anything too crazy or notable, but it was a good fight all in all. Good technique. You know, it was competitive the whole way through. No one got washed or anything like that. So, oh my god, I did not get that kill. Here's Sparks. The DP. Sorry, I'm like focused on blocking there. Yeah, good fight. Then we saw Islam versus Drew Dober, lightweight, and Islam just putting in the work, you know? That was some great grappling on his part. Some great setups, great control, just great everything. He's going to be... I'd love to see how he matches up against the top 5 at lightweight. They need to start giving him some fights, because he's going to be a problem for everyone in that division. He's very well-rounded. And Khabib speaks highly of him, so, you know, that's no... there's no praise to scoff at, obviously. So I'm definitely curious to see how he continues to fare. I look forward to see who gets matched up next. Hopefully it's a top 5 guy, and we'll see if he's the real deal. Like the real deal. We know he's the real deal. Being in the UFC and putting performances on against this against the competition that he's faced so far. But yeah, I want to see how he contends. He could be a contender, man. Really exciting to see. Lightweight's just fucking always stacked. Always stacked. So definitely curious to see how he fares. But after that, we had what must have been one of the most, I don't even want to say controversial, but like surprising events take place with Peter Yan losing his title via disqualification to Aljamain Sterling. I think it was the first title win for someone getting disqualified, like having the belt exchange hands. That was a crazy fight. I didn't really have any picks initially. Towards the closer to the event, I was slightly leading towards Aljo, actually, thinking that he may be able to out-grapple Yan, and that just wasn't the case in the fight. Holy, Yan's style is so awesome to watch. He's so well-rounded and so patient, and he just absolutely was in control of that fight. The first round, Aljo came in like hot, and was just throwing down pressure, and he was landing consistently, but it was just a lot of volume and not a lot of power. And then Yan just took over slowly but surely, just overwhelmed him with shots. He dropped him in the first round. I had him winning most rounds, to be honest, Yan, especially with the knockdown round 1. But regardless, just outclassing Aljo all around the whole fight, just at a slow pace, consistent, wearing him down. Aljo was getting more tired as the fight progressed. And then eventually, Yan is in a dominant position, standing against fucking DP, against, and then he read mine, against Aljo, and kneed him in the face while he was down, is the moral of the story. Intentionally, obviously. And Aljo wins the belt, which was absolutely just ridiculous. Some next level shit, absolutely crazy. And so yeah, Aljo won the belt via disqualification in a fight that he was losing and probably would have lost had Yan not done that, which is pretty crazy. So probably heat of the moment, given the fact that he was winning, and pretty decidedly too. But I'm definitely curious and optimistic to see what goes down in a rematch. Definitely curious. And yeah, and then after that we had the co-main event, Amanda Nunes versus Megan Anderson. And that was, you know, just Nunes doing her thing, man. Stepping in, getting a paycheck and cashing out. That girl is just so dominant against literally anyone and everyone she fights. It's crazy. Except Shevchenko. That's the fight to make, man. If Shevchenko wants it. The size advantage is so big, but that second fight, man, that was a toss-up fight. Shevchenko could have won that. I would not have been mad. That's the fight to make. They're both so badass. So badass. But Nunes, yeah, just so well-rounded. The ultimate boss. Went in there and just closed the show. No problem. Didn't even look like I don't think she was hit that entire fight, to be honest. But yeah, I'm curious to see who they give her next. I guess definitely hope it's Shevchenko, but we'll see what she does and decides to do. She wants to keep fighting, and I honestly don't blame her. For her, well, what looks to be easy money, you know, she just never seems to be in trouble at all. But yeah, then after that we had Jan versus Izzy, and Jan was just the man, you know. Jan was just the man that night. What more can I say? I'll do one more fight. Talk about the main event. Right out the gate to start off, I was super surprised with how much Jan was fighting. It was pretty lit to see. I was fighting, was standing up with Izzy. Most people would expect that he has an advantage on the ground, both in technique and size. So, you know, you would think the game plan would be take him down early, tire him out, and then strike with him later when he's not as fresh. But Jan didn't give a fuck, bro. That Polish power's on display. His technique and his defense, man. His defense was sharp. He wasn't overcommitting on anything. He wasn't panicking after biting feints and shit like that. You know, he was just staying composed and waiting for his shots. I don't remember like who was taking which round. I just remember a lot of them were competitive, closely contested, and what the fuck, that was pretty crazy. And yeah, he was dealing with Izzy well. I remember Izzy winning the first round, actually. More pressure and landing his jab a bit more, but I think honestly Jan was landing the harder shots and the shots that were impacting Izzy a bit more. Just seeing like how the pressure changed and the rhythm changed when they each landed on each other. That was a nice combo. But yeah, and then eventually the name of the game, once they hit the fourth round, Jan was just fucking GSP timing the shit out of these takedowns. It was so nice, so beautiful to see. His takedown timing was just sublime, and controlled him the entire time once he got him down. Izzy didn't have much of an answer for Jan, given the fact that he has this superior technique and weight advantage. Is not surprising at all, and it was just cool to see Jan mix it up and start to finally get the respect that he deserves. Because even I would question, you know, well, just how good is he when Jan's not there and yada yada yada. And so it's definitely cool to see him. Oh, well, I try to reflect that. And yeah, now he's the champ, and he's going to be defending again, probably against Glover, which is crazy to see. The lightweight championship. Both these guys, I think, are above the age of 38, so that's badass as fuck. Seeing them do that. And Jan is definitely going to be the favorite going into a lot of fights now. Like, I'm excited to see him fight. When he fights, I expect him to win. You know, it's going to be cool to watch his career progress these next few years as the champ and see what he can do, making history for himself. And Izzy will likely go back down to middleweight. I don't know who's going to fight next, though, to be honest. Till's supposed to fight Marvin Vettori. Who's ranked above those guys? Oh, yeah, Robert Whittaker and Costa. That's going to be a crazy fight. I don't even know who's going to win that. I hope Rob does. I'm such a big fan of him. But we'll see what happens. Oof. We will see what happens. Can I beat this Ginyu solo? UI versus Ginyu. I'm going to just pull some UI nonsense. This is actually maybe the first videos I'm doing after the nerfs. Oh shit. Oh shit. Yo, I just need to start. Yeah. Super nice. Yeah, so Izzy's going to wait for some contenders. Jan's getting Glover. And I'll definitely be curious to see what happens next in the UFC. But that was UFC 259. Let me know if you guys watched it, what you thought about it. Make sure to like, subscribe, share, and check out some music in the future. And I will catch you all later. Peace.